is going on, guys? Welcome back to our channel. My lovely wife here once again with me. We just want to thank you guys again so much for all the love and support. Again, we want to thank you guys. We're going to continue thanking you guys, because it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be motivated to do these videos. But, from the responses that we get, we enjoy being a help to some of you guys that reach out. And today's topic is a little bit more sensitive, but I think it is something that a lot of people are dealing with or have dealt with or continue to deal with, which is family having an impact on the relationship. Of course, family is always going to be family. And we always want to be there for our families, but then if you are married, then your priorities should change
to your spouse.
And of course, if you're really close to your family, like I am, hopefully most of you guys are close to your immediate family, like your parents, siblings. Once you do make that transition, especially if it's brand new, if you're just transitioning from going into marriage. And I think this is why a lot of people say the first year of marriage is the hardest one, because you do have a lot of things you have to transition into. You gotta prioritize differently. You gotta make all these different changes that you and your spouse and then your family have never experienced before. So it's something that it's new to everyone. But with that being said, you do have to begin the process of understanding who is the priority in your life, as far as who are you with now. For us, of course, God is always going to be first in our relationship. But after that, for me, it's my wife, and I hope for her it's me. I'm just kidding. But there has been a lot of transitioning because for her, I was the first guy she dated.
My first serious relationship.
Yeah, seriously. She's had another boyfriend she doesn't want to tell me about, but I was the first real serious one. And of course, that's something that's new. Have been a little seasoned and
a little. I'm just kidding.
And having other relationships, but also with that, I also grew and understand what it is to really love someone and be with someone that will give you the attention that you deserve. But by our personal experience, we're talking about this because just like everybody else that has gone through it, it can become a strain in a marriage, in the relationship. Even if you're not married, there's going to be people talking about, giving their opinions of the boyfriend or girlfriend that you're
dating. And sometimes
dating.
it may not be family. Sometimes it may be friends too, or close friends.
Yeah.
I know that's what we're talking about today, family.
Yeah. Well, some of your friends you guys consider family, so they are included. They're gonna tell you their opinion. They're gonna tell you what they think you should do. But I think ultimately is if you begin to put your mindset that the person that you're with is your priority, then that should be what you're striving for. In a sense that when your significant other has asked of you of your help and stuff like that, and then a family member, let's put that as an example, a family member also asks for your help. Again, it's hard to let people down, especially family, because they'll take it the wrong way.
Because you're not trying to let them down, but you're just, if you're prioritizing your spouse over them, and then it's this is something your spouse is, especially if you're newly married, newer to the picture, and they're so used to having you at their beck and call, I guess you could say.
Right.
I don't know
Yeah.
if that's the right way to put it.
Yeah.
But then it could be a difficult transition, not only for the person that's saying yes or no to their spouse or to their family member, and also maybe for the family member too, because they're not used to hearing no from you,
Right.
or you choosing someone over them, even though you're, like you said, like not choosing sides or anything like that. But just it can be a difficult transition, learning to prioritize a new person over what you're used to prioritizing over. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I could speak to this because it's probably the number one thing that I struggle with.
and you know,
since we've been married.
And you know, especially if you're close to your family, it's a lot harder to say no to them. You know, especially if you said yes all the time, even when you don't want to. You know, they might make you feel like, well, you're putting your family aside, you're making it second. And this is also coming from people that have been married. You know, and it's like, so you don't prioritize your significant other, comes in mind. And you know, but it's something that you and your spouse, or you and your boyfriend and girlfriend, need to talk about, as far as clearing the air, you know, as far as saying, you know, even saying it's, you know, it's new to me, it's hard for me to say no, it's hard, you know. But then you also have to accept the help from your significant other, saying, you know, there's sometimes you got to say no. Sometimes, you know, we don't have to jump at what your family is asking for. You don't have to do, you know, anything like that.
And of course, it's a lot easier if your family is very understanding of the fact that you have a new priority in your life. And then that also helps along. And it does help to have conversations with them about it too. And I know, like, this is something that has been a reoccurring thing for us in our relationship, you know, especially since we've been married. And it's definitely been a transition for me, and I'm still learning. And you know, you do want to be very careful of when you do, or if you do come to a point where you have prioritized someone else over your spouse, or your spouse feels like you have chosen someone over them, for whatever the situation may be, that you recognize that yourself. Because at first I was like, no, like, of course, like, I'm prioritizing, like, you're number one or number two, you know, under God. But like, I kind of started to see that my actions were stating otherwise, and then I did have to apologize to him, because I was like, oh, okay.
And there's nothing wrong with voicing your concern. You know, if you don't voice your concern, then that should be a red flag. Okay, well, like, they don't care anymore. But if you do voice your concern, it's not saying that you just want attention. You're voicing the concern of where you at as far as being placed at. Just because someone's married, it doesn't mean that they're not going to leave, or not feel neglected, and you know, whatever comes after that. But you're just voicing, as far as saying, hey, you know, I feel like I'm being placed at a different position than what we talked about I was going to be placed at. And again, it's going back to communicating, you know, talking about things. There's you know, there's nothing wrong with talking about feeling, nothing wrong with exposing each other. And I feel, as far as telling how you really feel, how you're feeling, makes the relationship a lot better, because you're being honest with you know, your partner, your spouse. Yeah. You're being honest with them and saying, hey, I'm feeling a little neglected. I'm feeling that I'm not, you know, being placed where I should be placed. And it's just a realization for the other person to be like, you know what, you're probably right. You know, I've been, again, it's dealing with the transition, trying to figure out what to do, realizing that you are now paired up with someone else, and that you're striving to live that life with someone else. it's going to be hard on everybody to make that change. A lot of people are going to be happy that you're with someone, you got married with someone, but at the same time, they don't want to let you go.
People can be happy for you and happy for your relationship, but still not automatically adjust to the change that comes along with.
Right.
And one thing I will say too is like, because I know, like, especially like, you know, when you get married, you just want to spend all your time with your spouse or whatever, and that's been like kind of me. And then you know, Josh has been encouraging me to, like, you know, you should spend more time with your mom, or like, you know, do stuff with her. And like before it'd be like not really go out unless I'm like, you want to go with us?
Yeah.
And then
and it's not,
and it's like,
and it's not like you don't want them there, but you also understand that there is someone else besides yourself. And that, I think that's where the respect of the family comes into play, where at least you're saying, hey, I'm not the one that's telling her not to go with you. I'm not the one that's saying you cannot go with your family or do stuff for your family. You know, but you know, it is important to still continue having that relationship,
because I think sometimes people may not know that it's me or that it's him that's wanting to just be in the bubble, you know. And so, you know, sometimes that's a conversation that needs to be had also, you know, with the family member. Like, you know, so that way they don't develop ill feelings towards your spouse too. I think that's important to be transparent. That, hey, you know, I'm just really enjoying married life right now.
You know, and I'm pretty sure there's, you know, some of you guys out there have gone through the same situation, are going through the same situation, or if you guys are just boyfriend and girlfriend, will go through that situation. But the biggest thing that we can say as far as that is, again, talk to your significant other, talk to your boyfriend, talk to your girlfriend, husband, you know, wife, talk to them, let them know how you're feeling, you know, and it's gonna be a lot better. Also talking to your family and pretty much putting your foot down and saying, I'm married now. Things are different. It's not going to be the same, but at the same time, if I have time for you, or if I make time for you, then I will be with you. You know, but it's something that, as being in a relationship, you guys have to talk about and set, you know, those priorities as far as, you know, because again, like we said before, you guys are bringing someone else into your life, bringing that person into that. Some people may not realize that if being neglected can make a big harm on the relationship. Setting your standards with everybody else around you, around your relationship, because that's what really counts. You know, it's you and your significant other that have to live together and, you know, pretty much do what you guys want to do. So again, guys, you know, we want to thank you for tuning into our channel. We want to thank you for hearing us.
Please subscribe. If you're just a stalker, please subscribe. Not a stalker, but someone just watches the videos.
You know, and give us a thumbs up. You know, if you guys are liking what you guys are seeing, you know, continue with those questions, continue with you know, the comments. You know, we like to read the messages we get from you guys and the ideas of what to talk next. But
yes, if you have any ideas, please let us know.
Yeah, and again, we're happy to you know, be transparent. You know, because it's real life. You know, it's not that we're just making stories up, or it's real life. You know, being in relationships, being in marriage, always has its ups and downs. But at the end of the day, it's how you react with each other that will make the difference of continuing that relationship. Yeah, or how you handle the situations, and how you get and your outcome of it. You know, but it's pretty much you and your spouse against the world. You know, once you get in a relationship. But again, guys, we want to thank you guys so much for joining us, and we love you guys, and until the next video.
Bye.
Bye.